Hello, you lovely people. This is me, the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar, and welcome to Get Curried. Well, today's recipe is a chicken recipe from Peshawar. Simple flavors, simple technique, minimalistic cooking time. There you go with Peshawari Charsi chicken. Let's begin. The Peshawari Charsi chicken uses a lot of oil. So to begin with, lots of oil. Let's turn the flame on, and the first ingredient that goes in this recipe is NaCl, sodium chloride, common salt. Let's add this in the recipe to begin with, and we add in pieces of chicken. It's important to keep swirling the pan because you do not want the chicken to go and stick at the bottom. Now there are 2 or 3 ways in which the tomatoes can be added in this recipe. Of course, you need plump ripe tomatoes for a recipe like this. You can throw these just like that. You can quarter these, you can cut these into halves, or I choose a method which is called scoring. All you need to do is give it a gash like so. And that's called scoring. Exactly the way you would do while making anything French. We core the eye like so. Coring the eye is just basically getting a triangle out of the tomato. Well, this is a tomato which is now scored and ready. This goes straight in the chicken. Similarly, let's score and core the tomato. We need to keep turning the pieces of chicken like so, because yes, you want it to get fried, but at the same time you do not want the chicken pieces to get burnt. Now what is going to happen here is the chicken is going to become nice, crisp and golden brown on the outside. The tomatoes, which are also kind of simultaneously getting cooked, will get blistered, and that blistering is very important because eventually we need to peel the tomatoes. Simple. Time to start peeling the tomatoes that are getting blistered. Once the tomatoes are peeled, let's throw in some green chilies. Now, I'm using a variety which is not the spicy one. This is bland but wonderfully well flavored. Let's break these like so, randomly, and drop these in. Time to start mashing the tomatoes with the help of the ladle itself. Well, while I'm mashing the tomatoes, I'm also ensuring that 1 or 2 chilies get mashed, and this is how you can bring in that wonderful gravy in a recipe like this. But otherwise, if you want to leave the tomatoes whole, that's also a wonderful possibility. Well, this is also one of the reasons why oil is a little higher in this recipe, because that eventually will all become part of the gravy. Let's add in paste of ginger and garlic. Let's stir this well and ensure that the raw flavor or rawness of both these ingredients is taken care of. Well, now that this is mixed together, let's envelope the pieces of chicken in something as wonderful and simple as this. Like I said, simple recipe, simple technique, simple ingredients. The next one, black pepper powder. When I say powder, I mean freshly and roughly crushed. Time to add in red chili flakes. Well, this not only brings in the element of color, but also kind of spices up this recipe. Well, with the addition of red chili flakes and peppercorns, you'll suddenly see that the color that initially was bland has suddenly become accentuated and red, and that's exactly what we want. Let's swirl all of this well. Allow the chicken to continue cooking for at least 2 to 3 minutes on high flame, because not just the tomatoes need cooking time, the ginger and garlic also needs time to cook, and the chicken of course needs to be nice and succulent and juicy within and crisp golden brown on the outside. Do not burn this. There's a very thin line. With this, our Peshawari Charsi chicken is done and ready. Now what can you eat this with? Jeera rice, naan, roti, parathas, Rumali roti, naan. When I say naan again, it means the bread naan, or eventually a pav or brun. It's fantastic, trust me. Simple flavors, simple ingredients, a very simple technique, and that gives birth to this fantastic recipe. Of course, the flame. And this straight goes in the serving bowl. Finally, let's also add in the tomatoes, which are wonderfully cooked, some chilies, and this flavored oil with tomatoes. Let's garnish this with some juliennes of ginger. With this, the Peshawari Charsi chicken is done and ready. You can make this for your family, make this for your friends, but this is all mine.